Today is World Protein Day, celebrated annually on this day, and it highlights the significance of protein in our diets. The day is marked to raise awareness about all of the health benefits of protein and its intake, while also underscoring the issue of its deficiency. Furthermore, it also aims at enhancing global nutritional security through the inclusion of protein-rich foods in our diet every single day. The history of World Protein Day dates back to the times when the US Soybean Export Council took this initiative to inform individuals about the important role that protein plays, sufficient protein plays, in promoting improved nutrition and health. Over the years, the day has been transformed into a worldwide campaign that has witnessed several organizations, institutions, experts, individuals coming together to promote this very, very important food group.
So how can you celebrate this day? What can you do? Well, you can cook your favorite protein-packed dishes and serve your loved ones on this special day. You just had Shivratri yesterday. Take it as one day where you sort of indulge in protein for a little bit. But maybe make it also a habit to do it on a daily basis. Also share them on social media, highlight diverse sources, talk about how you get your best protein. It could be lentils, it could be beans, it could be fish, it could be chicken, tofu, nuts. It could be any of those really. Invite friends and family for a protein-themed potluck. All this to sort of bring in the importance of protein in our diets. But are we laying too much emphasis to protein? Where should we draw the line? What are the facts here? How much does this protein mean that we should all be like sort of having protein powders as well? To sort of bring some clarity into all of this, we've got Luke Coutinho back with us on the program, integrative lifestyle expert. Hi Luke, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us back. Always lovely to have you. And we're talking about something extremely important, protein. But as my grandmother listening to this program would say, कि आजकल की generation को बड़ा protein हो गया है, पहले तो ऐसा नहीं था. Or to say that we would have our regular dals and sabzi and that was okay. Today's generation is obsessed with protein. Is that true?
It is true. Your grandma has a couple of points around wisdom, but times have also changed. The quality of food has changed. The way we work out has changed. Disease has changed. A lot has changed in the human body. So yes, there is also the increase of junk food and people eating outside in restaurants. So when you're having most of your meals that way, you're always going to be deficient in protein. But when we ate our home food, our home cooked meals, most of our moms would make sure that we had protein with every single meal. So times have changed, and yes, we see quite a bit of protein deficiency in our country, but at the same time, it also gets hyped up to sell protein products, to make people feel that, hey, you need more and more protein. But everyone needs the adequate amount of protein according to their age, the kind of work they do, their lifestyle, whether they're vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegan. But just throwing people with 2 grams of protein per kilo of their body weight and trying to make it generic can actually be harmful for a lot of people.
Okay, Luke, so many questions to ask you because frankly, when one looks at the number of protein or the amount of protein they're supposed to have and, uses their body weight to calculate that, and then you look at that final number, it can be a little intimidating to know that, okay, this is the number I have to reach at every single meal. So let me settle one question with you first. Eggs. How many eggs are too many eggs? I know a few years ago there was a lot of research saying that there's cholesterol in eggs, you should limit it. But I recently read that research itself had been debunked. So where are we on the 3 eggs and more are all right for us?
Absolutely, that's been debunked a long time ago, but we have to be smart. We have to understand that we're a carb-loving nation. Now, if I'm going to eat 3 eggs, 6 eggs, or 10 eggs at a time, nothing's going to happen. But if I'm going to pair that because it's got saturated good fats and eat it with carbohydrates, like 2 or 3 slices of toast, and I'm going to mix carbs with that, that is going to make the egg dangerous for us. The egg as a whole is a beautiful whole protein with the right amount of saturated fats. I can do 3, I can do 6, I can do 10 according to my training, according to my weight, according to my athletic goals. But the moment I start doing it, it's the same with eggs, and even if you take chicken and fish and animal protein, there's no problem. But the moment you mix it with carbohydrates, that's when we start to have the problem. But if you look at vegetarian protein, I'm supposed to mix my lentils, my legumes with a grain to make it a complete protein.
Correct.
If I have a bowl of dal and I think I'm getting protein, I'm highly mistaken. It's a lot of carbohydrate. But if I mix a lentil or a legume like a rajma rice or chole rice or dal rice, I'm making it a complete protein. So eggs, if you ask me, because I don't want to go crazy, people think I'll get all my proteins from 30 eggs a day. Bodybuilders do that. But for the layman, we can go up to 3 eggs, we can go to 4 eggs, depending on my weight goals. I can do more of the whites and a little of the yolk. But the whole thing of just eating the egg whites, the yolk has the magic. We got to remember that. The yolk has all the nutrition, the vitamins, the choline, and everything else. So that's it about eggs. We have to have a disclaimer with this, because if you're doing eggs with a ton of bread and toast and all of that stuff, then I would keep the quantity of eggs low.
Right, right. Can I ask you about a typical vegetarian diet? I know so many people around me who are going off alcohol, going off smoking, trying to avoid any sort of meat altogether. For vegetarians, what are the alternate sources of getting in protein?
It's a great thing to hear that people are going off alcohol and smoking. I think that's what we need massively across generations in the country right now. When we look at vegetarians, we have abundant sources of protein. But we just have to remember that we are also the diabetic capital of the world. So when we're mixing a grain with a lentil, but our plates look like we have more rice than the lentils, the vegetables, the legumes, and the paneer, that's a little bit of a problem. But if I look at my beans, all of our legumes in our country, fantastic sources of great lean protein when I mix it with a great carbohydrate. Now, that doesn't have to be rice. It doesn't have to be roti. It could be sweet potato. Something as simple as that, which is also going to give me a ton of vitamin A for my hair, my skin, and, a lot of fiber. So it's really about the combinations. Then I have all of my lentils. And if I'm not dairy intolerant, I have my milk, which is my class A protein. I have my yogurt, my chas, my buttermilk. I have my paneer. I have tofu. I have non-GMO soy or tempeh. And I'm specifying non-GMO because soy is a troublemaker if it's genetically modified. But in our country, I don't believe we have that problem. So we can look at tempeh as a fantastic source of great protein for your gut, for your muscle. So we have a lot of it. And it's important. Now, if I'm athletic and I'm a vegetarian and my athletic needs require more protein, that's when I start looking for a quality supplemental protein. Quality without all the artificial sweeteners and the colors and the spurious proteins that exist in our country, because that can cause you more harm than good. So we have to look at the quality, and we never want to make our protein shake a meal replacement. We never want to think that, hey, let me skip a lunch, but let's have a protein shake because it's giving me 25 grams of protein. So we got to be educated and we got to be mindful about this, because sometimes even the most educated people look for shortcuts and replace meals with protein shakes. Your protein shake is a supplement. It is not a meal. So we need to be wary of that. But most vegetarians, if we go with the calculation of a 0.8 grams to 1 gram per kilo of your body weight. So someone 60 kilos getting 60 grams of protein from a vegetarian meal is absolutely simple. But again, that calculation also we need to flip on its head. 0.8 may just maintain. A lot of us already have less muscle mass. So we're looking at 1 gram, maybe 1.2, maybe 1.5, and even in some cases 2 to 2.5, depending on your level of athletics. If you're a patient, you're going through a muscle wasting disease, you're on steroids, you're going through a chemotherapy, a radiation, we will change your protein requirement. You have to eat for your particular disease. So we need to keep in all of these factors. Just taking more protein doesn't mean we're healthier, especially in a country where most people have acidity problems. We have low stomach acid, and we need acid to break down protein and extract amino acids. And that's why a lot of people feel bloated after having protein. They feel they have indigestion because they don't have the right digestive health to break down protein. So that's why it's a beautiful subject, but we all as Indian citizens have to bring a little bit of mindfulness and awareness to how we consume protein.
So, Luke, as we were introducing this topic, we talked about the fact that you today see protein everywhere, and you sometimes see it stuffed into products where you typically wouldn't expect protein. I'll give 2 examples. Protein dosa is now a thing, and protein ice cream has been a thing for a few years now. Just give our audiences a simple toolkit, Luke, when you're looking at the packet of protein dosa batter, or you're looking at the protein ice cream. What should you be looking for at the back to come to know if this is actually a healthy choice or not?
I always enjoy your show because you'll ask the most intelligent and relevant questions always. So thank you for asking this. So again, protein, look at the labels. Everything in the name of protein doesn't make the product healthy, even protein bars. You'll find a lot of hidden sugars, a lot of unnecessary fats, and just 3 to 4 to 5 grams of protein, which I can easily get from any other source. At the same time, if the label is clean, we want to look at protein, we want to make sure there are no artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose. We want to make sure that the colors, we don't have a ton of colors and chemicals in it. At the same time, protein bars are also a problem. They're being sold to kids in the name of, hey, there's a protein gap. But you'd rather not have that with the amount of other ingredients that it has in that'll actually cause more gut issues and inflammation in the body. So I encourage every Indian citizen to flip it over and read the labels. It is so important. And, since our prime minister is now promoting Garka Khana and home food, it's so simple where we can actually make our own little protein brownies at home, our own little protein chicky bars at home. And these are recipes being done in 15 to 20 minutes. I'm not against companies and food companies making this. But my message is respect health of children and people in our country. Give a clean product. Give an authentic product. Be accurate with your labels. And then, yes, those bars can help it. I'm on a flight today and I got 2 bars in my bag because I know I will need to supplement my meal with a protein bar until I get a proper meal. But there's a lot of wrong labels in our country, and I ask all parents and consumers to read labels before you purchase a product.
Yeah, understand what your body needs, I think. Understand which side of, are you above 30, below 30, male, female. Everybody has a different requirement. There's no one size fitting all when it comes to diet. Thank you, Luke, for always making us start our morning with the right choices. We leave you there for the moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.